everybody. I'm going to do a quick video today, just painted circles. We're just going to use paint, and you can do this exercise with your finger, which I have tried, and I like it okay. You do have to clean your finger constantly. So I decided while I was trying out this process, I decided to try with cotton swabs, and I think I like it better. You can control the size of your circles a little better. When I used my finger, it was making the circles larger. So I think I like with the cotton swab, it just allows me to make it a little smaller. I found this idea on Pinterest. It comes from a blog spot. It's called Me With My Head in the Clouds.blogspot.com, and I'll try and remember to put that link in the description box. But it just looked like the outcome looks so cool, and I just wanted to try it. I really like it, so I wanted to show you guys because anybody can do this. It looks really cool on music paper or text, something with words or music in the background. Looks really nice. So you just take your colors. I've got several colors there. I don't know if I can show you this easily, but I've got several colors put out on a piece of deli paper. I'm just using that as my palette. And I'm just going to start by making some small circles. These are going to be like the centers of my circles. Okay. And you want to be able to see the text through, so you just keep going. You know, don't leave it too thick. It can be thick in places, but it's nice to be able to see the text underneath there. And I'm just going to make several here on the page, and you just start with a small circle in the middle. And we're going to be adding these colors around some of the other circles as well. A little bit more paint there. See, this is just quicker and easier to use the cotton swab because I'm not having to stop and clean my finger off each time. But you can definitely use your finger. It does work. Okay, then once you have your basic circles down, then you're just going to start adding some of the colors around the other colors. And you do this kind of quickly. You don't really think about what's going to go together, you know, follow the color wheel or anything like that. You just want to quickly just put down the color. It's not one of these long process and really things you have to think about. You just do it. So you just start adding little half circles or quarter circles around the base circles that you have down. Sometimes I want to thicken it just a little bit so that the color's a little darker. And if you're using your finger to do this, then when you put down your base circle, you can go over and put some other color down, a little stripe of color next to one of your other circles while you have that color on your finger. But using the cotton swab, you don't really have to do it that way. So I don't know, I just think it gives you a little bit more control. And there's nothing precise or perfect about any of this. This is just messy fine. And as you get this done, they really don't look like a whole lot. And you probably won't like it. But we add another step, and it changes it quite a bit. Let's see. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I get involved and forget. I'm still bad about that. I'll try harder. I'm using a lot of the Liquitex Basics paints today. Sorry. And a couple of craft paints, but I had a good color selection in those Liquitex, and I wanted to try those out, and I like it. I like the results. Need some more paint. If your paints, excuse me, if you're, like in this instance, my blue paint was still a little wet when the yellow went through it, and if you get an extra color on your Q-tip, you just kind of wipe it off on your palette. And then you can go again. It may not matter. You may want the streaky look. If it doesn't matter to you, don't worry about it. I'm going to turn on another light. I'm not sure if that helped or not, but I usually have it on and I forgot to turn it on. Okay, let's see. And you don't have to use every color on every one. I just kind of tend to go around and make sure they look kind of balanced. And Sometimes you can look at it and tell, like this one I think needs some pink. It's just really bright and happy. I really like this technique. And I had first seen just a picture of one of the finished ones on Pinterest, and I loved it, and I pinned it and saved it. And when I was looking through there again another time, I actually saw a tutorial. And it's not a video tutorial, it's just pictures and description, but it was effective. I mean, it helps you, so I would urge you to check it out and see. But I thought, well, that would be a fun video tutorial that I could make for you, and maybe you would give it a try. I hope you will, because it's really fun. Okay, pretty much have it the way I want it, I think. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, and then the next thing is you take some white. I'm doing the same thing with the, oops, my white dried up. Let me get a little more. And you're going to take just a little bit of white and just, you know, lightly run it around the circle just to give it, each one of your circles, some highlights. You don't want to cover it completely. You want to make some of them thinner so that you can see the color underneath, and some of them can be thicker so that they really make an impact. But it's just to leave a little highlights here and there, so you just want to make little marks like that. This is really very simple, and anybody can do this. And it just turns out really beautiful, and you can use them for journal backgrounds, or you can punch them or cut them out and add them to journal pages. You can do a whole lot of things with these. Okay, so now we have the highlights on. And just a dot here and there. Okay. Okay, and then the next step is to take some black, and you're going to have, I've got some jar lids, and I've got a circle stamp, foam stamp, So you just find some lids or some jars, things that you can use that will, you know, fit around the circle that you've created. And I think this one's going to do okay. I might use this one as well, but I'm just going to put some paint here on my craft mat. Okay. And then just take your lid and turn it and get it into that black paint. And you can stamp a couple of times with each dip. So you're going to stamp and then offset it so that you end up with a couple like that. Doesn't that look so cool? I just love it. It just makes them pop. Just love that so much. Love it. Add one more here. And maybe one more here. Ooh. I want to add one more everywhere now that I've done that. So cool. Okay. Oh, okay, now I get a wet wipe and clean my hands. I'm not cleaning my hands nearly as much this way as I did with the using my finger for the base circles. Okay, so now the last step is you take the paint that's left on your mat and you water it down a little. And you can use a toothbrush or any kind of bristly brush. I find that my favorite to use for this technique is a fan brush. Looks like that. Okay, and then you use a box. I'm just using a shipping box. And I've taped up the sides of the box, taped up the flaps here so that it stands taller. And then you just set your paper down inside the box so that the spray doesn't cover everything in your work area. I know that's a little dark because of the flaps being up. It's kind of blocking a lot of the light, but anyway, I'm dipping my paintbrush in that wet, watered down black paint, and then you put your brush in, hold on to it, and then tap so that you can make some black splatters on your circles. I'm wearing an apron too. I highly recommend you wear an apron because this does still splatter up. I can feel it hitting my hands, see? Okay, so you just do that a couple of times until you're satisfied with how it looks. There we go. And that's the way the finished product looks. It's just so neat, and it doesn't take hardly any time at all to do. And I mean, I sat here doing this for a few minutes a little while ago and did several pages. And it's just, like I said, it's a lot of fun. I just hope you give it a try. And I thank you all for being with me and watching. And if you like what you've seen or what you are seeing here, I hope you will subscribe and like my videos, and be sure and watch for more. Thanks a lot. Bye.